Hello and welcome to episode 5. Episode 5.
5 whole episodes.
Of a very normal podcast.
Incredible.
I'm Matt, this is Harry.
I'm Harry.
And it's been a while.
Yeah, we haven't done a podcast in a while. We've done, obviously, other content in between, if you are a regular viewer of the channel. But yeah, in terms of podcasts, the last one we did would have been...
New Year, I think.
New Year, was it?
Just after. Because I remember us talking about the New Year party.
Yes. So, it'd been just after New Year's.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're back with another episode.
And it feels weird.
It is weird. I mean, so if you're watching our other content, you'll see that we're actually on a sofa, but we're back on the beanbags for the podcast.
Yeah.
Because you're a pain in the arse and I had to move it all around.
I like using different sets for different kinds of videos.
Fair enough. Okay, cool. Not sorry about it whatsoever.
Stop being an ass. It's good for the viewers. I'm sure, right?
Vote down below. Which setup do you prefer? The one with the black background on the sofa, or this?
No, but they work for different things.
What if our audience say they prefer the black background?
Just as a general, with the sofa. Maybe we could put the black things on the back of the whisk wall.
Don't we have to buy like a million more strips, aren't we?
Yeah, you're dribbling again.
How am I? What do you mean I'm dribbling?
I saw a beer.
No, so I just washed the glass of water and it's still wet on the outside from the when I rinsed it out.
Yeah. So what have we been up to then in the past month and a half?
Well, apart from the other content we've been making, we played Plate Up recently. We've done some movie reaction videos. We reacted to Mr. Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares, which was good fun. But yeah, apart from that, I guess in our lives, just being like kind of working and just getting on with life, really.
Yeah, not much really personally has happened, but with the content, we've definitely been releasing lots of different stuff. And the Plate Up video Harry mentioned isn't out yet.
No.
But we've got a gaming video.
Yeah, we basically run a restaurant, and it was good fun.
Yeah, we're inspired by
quite hungover when we were filming it, so our energy probably was a little bit lacking, but...
Don't put them off.
Our energy was amazing. It's honestly,
really
best
good.
video probably ever done.
Ever done? Probably
the best video done just in YouTube's history.
I think it would stand time as one of the most motivational pieces of work out there.
I reckon we might win an award for it, to be honest.
Yeah, like a Nobel Peace Award.
Yeah, probably.
We probably created peace. But I mean, did we? We were kind
of like shouting at the customers as well, weren't we?
That's true, yeah.
Anyway, so yesterday we did actually try to record this podcast once already, and we were playing Euro Truck Simulator whilst doing it, so it was a very different setup, and I didn't really check the audio probably as well as I should have done, and that basically ended up with us having Matt's mic basically muted for the whole thing, and we couldn't recover it because we just had game audio like basically over everything. So yeah, it didn't go very well.
But some people might like that. If I'm just
if you just want to watch Matt's lips move.
Oh, not that. If they find my voice annoying, they just want to listen to you.
Yeah. To be honest though, this setup is probably better because we have found out who our audience really is.
Oh yes, okay, right.
This is an interesting development.
So this has been an investigation, an ongoing one, I'd say, for a month. On the Saltburn episode, we received a comment that said, "Oh, I love your podcast and your socks." And no,
dirty white socks.
No, and
these ones are dirty.
We were confused by the comment, but we didn't really think anything of it.
Yeah, like we kind of saw it and we're like, "What the hell is this?" We just thought it was like a bot or something. But then I looked at their profile, and they weren't like a bot; they were just like a normal person. I was like, "Okay, a bit strange, but whatever."
Yeah,
I thought maybe she was just being nice.
Yeah, we took it as a compliment.
yeah, we just took it as a compliment. And so, anyway, we go about our lives, and about a month later, which it kind of takes us up to, like, yesterday. Was it yesterday?
No, it's 2 days ago.
2 days ago.
Yeah.
We were looking at where our, like, YouTube traffic comes from, and we noticed that quite a large portion of it was coming from these playlists and also search terms. And let me just read to you the things that people are searching to find our videos. Now, you might be thinking, these guys have like a little podcast, whatever, and do some like reaction videos. So the search terms should probably be like podcast, comedy, like reaction video, things like that, right? And search relating to our content. We were very wrong. So, here we go. So these are playlists featuring our podcast. Male socks, shoe play, shoes off. Men in socks, guys in socks. Podcast, sock play. What the hell is that? Male feet and socks in podcasts.
Yeah.
Socks 3. Yeah. So 426 of our views on the, I don't know which podcast it is.
It's on the number 3.
So on episode 3 of our podcast series, 426 views, which is almost 50%, have come from a playlist called Male Socks, Shoe Play / Shoes Off.
And do you know what's really bad about it?
What?
Is that our retention isn't very high. So it must mean we're not doing a good job for the category.
Well, no, I think we're doing an amazing job.
Yeah. So
they don't need to stay for very long.
Oh, I see. Optimistic.
Yeah. No, realistic.
Well, if you are one of those viewers, we welcome you.
Yes. And we will now open up a membership option. So if you'd like to see more socks for just £5 a month, you get unlimited socks, baby.
Let's just tease them a little. Let's show them a little. No. Wait.
No, I can't hide them.
We'll show a little bit about the channel.
Yeah.
Is it an OnlyFans?
Huh?
Will it be an OnlyFans?
No, it would just be like the membership option on YouTube.
All right. So, are you ready? Now, get ready. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, you like that?
No, we're mocking them.
Sorry.
We welcome you because you know what? Everyone's got their own kinks, right? And that's not a bad one to have. It's not of the worst.
No, and you know what?
It's not harming anyone.
It's okay.
It's a compliment to us.
Yeah.
Apart from the fact that everyone's clicking off as soon as they see them.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we
don't worry about it, man.
But it was a surprise just because I was a bit, clueless. And I was like, oh my God, Harry, we're getting a good amount of views. What's going on here?
It was a bit strange, wasn't it?
Yeah, they're not tuning in for the content. Well, I suppose there is content, but not the content we designed.
Oh, well.
Content that,
That's fine. Yeah. We don't mind.
Yeah. In terms of future content for the channel, we kind of said yesterday that we played a bit of Euro Truck Simulator.
Yes.
Now, we didn't, unfortunately, the recording messed up with it. But if we thought that maybe for a different kind of style of podcast, we could have a bit of just random casual gameplay in the background while we both had a casual conversation.
Yeah, I think it'd be quite fun, to be honest.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it yesterday, and our little kind of minds do struggle a bit to concentrate on gaming and talking at the same time. I did find that when I was talking, I was crashing. And if I was actually driving and not crashing, then I wasn't talking.
Well, that also mixed in with the brutal traffic mods that we had on there. It's just crashes from the AI and
chaotic.
Traffic. Yeah, you ended up on the grass multiple times, but
to be fair, it's not my fault. There was a sudden rainstorm hit, and I ended up I was trying to I did like a full lock to the left, and the truck just understeered so much and just
that was
going.
One other time. The other time, there was like a queue, and then the queue started moving, and I see my window, my wind mirror is you on the hill. But I think something like that could be quite interesting. Say if someone's watching our podcast, that hurt my finger. If someone's watching our podcast and you're supposed to have only got the wrong camera, it can be quite boring to look at. So if we had a bit of background gameplay, and then us either side of the screen having a casual conversation, because we did talk about a lot of random stuff yesterday.
We did.
Maybe we rambled on a bit too much.
Yeah, and we did. And you know what? Like, it's fine. you know, it was good fun. And at the end of the day, all we did was just play Euro Truck and have a chat, which is what we would do anyway if we weren't recording. So
we were talking about stuff we would usually talk about anyway if it was just us. And I suppose it didn't feel as nerve-wracking as...
It's a bit more relaxed in terms of like... So right now we've got like light, camera.
Yeah.
You know, like it's a bit more of a professional setup. Yeah. It might not look like it for you guys because we've got a bit of a budget setup behind us. However,
how dare you? This is money. We've got exhaust here.
Yeah, that's the exhaust from my car.
That's money.
Somewhat.
But overall, it's more unnatural, let's say, having this kind of setup than us where we're just gaming together and we don't really think about it. But at the same time, I think we've kind of gone over that hurdle as well.
Yeah.
We've done so many. We've done 5. But
5 podcasts plus 2 reaction videos that are already out, plus another 2... plus
3.
another 2 other reaction videos that we've got that need to come out.
No, we've got 3 out.
Oh, no, wait, no. We've got 3 reaction videos out. 1 more reaction video to come out, plus another gaming video.
Yeah. So a good amount. And then we were also thinking of streaming.
Oh, yeah.
I think that'd be really cool, right?
Yeah, I guess we could do something like what we did yesterday, but basically stream it.
Yeah.
And then we could just then upload the highlights to YouTube as like a 15-minute clip.
I didn't think about that. Yeah. Yeah, maybe we should.
So we get people joining our stream and watching.
Just us play Euro Truck out of conversation.
Just chatting. And then we can then just upload like a 15-20 minute highlight of that session of like just the good, like any like interesting convo we have or anything that's funny, whatever, you know, basically like we do with the reactions.
I think that'd be a really good idea. I think we've got to explore different avenues of content making because we're doing it as a hobby and
it's quite a lot of fun. I think we both quite enjoy it. So
everything we've done so far has been enjoyable.
Yeah.
Apart from the plate-up session. But we were hungover.
You loved it.
I did. I'm joking. It was good. We were just... I mean, should we tell them why we were hungover? I think we've...
Because we were drinking?
Yes. Well, okay, no. Let's move on because I think, you guys know the future of the podcast. What our plans are anyway and what's been happening in the month and a half with the channel. And I think... maybe talk about what we've done outside of work and YouTube and maybe talk about the times we've gone out. Why not? A little small segment. We don't need to go dig too deep into it, but there are some things that happened.
We've had a good few nights out at they got to pay for that.
Sorry. They do have to pay for that. Membership
not only the speaker.
Oh, they're good. Only £5 a month.
£5?
Yeah, for our Tootsies.
Oh yeah, to be fair, that is what I said, wasn't it? I'm actually going to do that, I'm actually going to set up a memberships channel, £5 a month.
Are you actually going to have pictures of our feet or are you going to get random men's
If anyone
feet?
signs up. And also, it wasn't men.
Oh yeah.
But the reason why we had like a 75% female audience was because of these playlists.
But we love you guys.
So yeah.
Yeah, we're not making fun of you.
No,
because we're only laughing about it because we're shocked.
Yeah.
But we couldn't have imagined an audience tuning in because of our feet.
Yeah. And whilst you're here, go follow the grams.
Oh yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Because we've got Tootsies on those, do we?
I don't know, do you?
No, I don't.
I don't think I do.
I've got nipples on show. If you want to follow the grams. But you might not be into nipples. So.
Oh well.
Yeah, if you want to follow grams, it's Matthew_TR_ on Insta.
And Elsham Music.
There you go.
It's like Elsham and music as one word, but just one M.
The links will be in the description.
Yeah. I don't need to explain that. We can just edit that bit.
Yeah. Right, but on to our nights out, our adventures. That was way too much of a ramble. So, nights out.
Purple Turtle Experience.
It makes an appearance once again.
How was it, Matthew? Why don't you just kind of summarize what happened and then we'll go into kind of detail.
Yeah, I can give you a quick summary. So we've probably, I think we've been out 3 or 4 times. I can only remember 3 times we've been out, but I think we've been out more times. And the first kind of day I remember us going out was with our friend Fee, us two, and we went out on a Sunday to Perpetuity.
Gets pretty wild.
Oh yeah, it was. So I don't think much happened that evening. So just to summarize, we met a few people.
Yeah,
and we made a boy band. With
we made an a cappella group
called Somewhat Diversity.
Somewhat Diversity, yeah. And it was, I mean, you can kind of figure that out yourself why. But yeah, that was a weird one, wasn't it? Because we kind of went upstairs to the toilet. Yeah. The toilets are up these like quite steep stairs. You go to the top, and then the toilet's there. And on like the wall, just before you go into the toilets, there's like this. Is it a guitar on the wall?
Yeah, there's a guitar.
Guitar on the wall, and we just saw this dude like pretending to play it, and his mate was standing there. Yeah, and
he was going pew pew
pew. Yeah. That was it. Going pew pew pew. And his mate was standing there.
We were like saying that needs tuning, maybe.
Yeah. So you like, I think we both like made a comment or something, and they were like, "Are you taking the piss? Like, are you trying to make fun of us?" And we were like, "No, we're not." And we were.
No, we were. I loved it.
No, we were just joking around. Like, obviously we're not like bullying them, but we were just like.
It sounds like we weren't. We went up to them. And we just, it sounds really good, mate. Can you give us a solo?
Yeah, that was it.
And then he said, "Are you taking the piss?"
That was it. Yeah, and so we'd like just joking around, like it wasn't that deep, and then. Yeah, they thought we were taking the piss. I'm like, no, we're not. So to convince them we're not taking the piss, we joined in.
But before we joined in, we asked if he could sing us another song to see if he was serious.
Oh yeah,
and he sang us the Twilight song, 1,000 Miles.
Yeah.
He was really good. He knew the lyrics. That's what
I was going to say.
He knew all
good
the lyrics.
Singer or?
No, he sang the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then I sang... Was he felt bad? So I was like, you know what I was singing to? And I sang Gangster's Paradise.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
You know that song.
Not going to do it on the podcast.
Go on. And a 1 and a 2 and a 1, 2, 3, 4.
If you buy the £5 membership option, not only will you get feet pics,
you'll also get a Gangster's Paradise cover song.
You will.
Professionally
and we've got
recorded.
A beatbox.
There's your little teaser.
Make sure you sign up. And then we sang together a song. I think it was One Direction we were singing together. Was it One Direction?
Yeah. Which song was it? It was the it was basically like a proper like white girl throwback song, like the most typical kind of like early 2000s throwback white girl songs.
Oh, Backstreet. No, it wasn't Backstreet Boys.
No.
I can't think of what it was.
I can't remember. Like, I just remember like us singing it.
Yeah.
And we sung loads of stuff. I think we sang some Adele.
Yeah. We were there ages.
Yeah.
We were singing outside the toilets for half an hour. There were people going in and out.
Yeah, like people just didn't seem to like be phased by it.
But we left.
They're just like 4 dudes just like singing along.
You might be wondering where our friend was.
Oh yeah, I don't know. We just kind of forgot about it.
She found a group of people at the boxing machine.
Oh yes, that was it.
Yeah, where people at the boxing machine are just
they're a certain type of breed, aren't they? Yeah,
I don't know. It's like all they can brag about is their score on the boxing machine, and they're really proud of it.
It just kind of screams like toxic masculinity.
Yes,
yeah. And so, I remember, so we kind of went over. And you know what, though? The guys that we met were actually really nice.
That is rare for...
Which is rare for the boxing machine, but they're usually like your most typical kind of like Stella drinking, like... What would you call them?
Wife beaters.
Yeah.
Surely, right? I mean,
like, they're just very much like, look how strong I am.
And their attitudes are so sexist.
And they're just,
they're just awful people.
It just attracts a certain breed of people.
That is a stereotype, and the people we met on Sunday, they were actually really nice.
They were lovely group of lads, and they were just like, we ended up hanging out with them for quite a lot of the night. I remember there was this one guy who like, he had like I think it's a Google Pixel phone or something, and it comes with this little stylus, and I've never seen someone so proud of their phone and stylus. And he was like a BTEC Harry Harry Potter?
Harry Potter, the beatboxer.
Cool. Right, so Harry Potter and the Google Pixel. Harry Potter. So we kind of ran into this guy, and he had his little Pixel phone and his thing, and it turns out these styluses aren't just like a normal stylus, because you can control your phone via Bluetooth with the little stylus.
Yeah.
So what he was doing, he was like, I remember he was so proud of it. He was trying to like take a selfie on it from the other side of the bar. So I was holding his phone like that. Then he was standing about like 5 meters away.
Was someone taking a wee? Someone was having a wee. Why am I going crazy? Someone's having a piss outside. Or was that anyway, so
there
was someone having a wee.
So yeah, he was like standing like 5 meters away, and he just had his little like wand, and he was just like for literally like 5 minutes at least, maybe even 10. I swear to God, he was literally just like trying to control his phone, like going through Google, like It was just like I don't know, it was just such a wholesome thing, because he was so proud of this thing, you know. And
well, that same group of people that you were talking to went on the boxing machine. They kept bragging about that. They were kind of bragging about their score, but not as bad as other people. But
until you turned up. Big muscles.
God's sake, I was drunk. No, what happened was, I think they saw that I had a bit of a tummy. But there was one guy who was in the toilet from the group that didn't see it, and we joined him.
This is the one with his magic stylus.
Yeah, same guy.
Yeah.
And we were telling him how bad I am at the boxing machine.
Yeah.
And he was like saying, and I said, yeah, let's do a deal. If whoever loses gets the other guy a drink. Yeah.
So basically, whoever gets the highest score, the other person has to buy them a drink.
Yeah.
And so you were like, he was like, oh, well, what scores are you getting? And you were like, oh, like 400 or something. And then I chipped in, like as if pretending I wasn't in this conversation. I was like, yeah. I mean, you were only getting like 300 to 400 earlier, something like that. I think maybe like 380. I don't know, something like that. And he was like, yeah, right, okay, we'll do the deal then. And so like, obviously, you know, you then punch it.
Yeah, we go outside. He stands back, and he says, "Okay," and he's looking happy.
Yeah,
I go up to me and I smack it, get 900, and he looks at me like, no way. And then a little bit later, he came up and he said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna buy you the drink. It was a deal." I was like, "No, don't." And I convinced him.
Oh, bless him.
No, I was doing this.
Really nice lad.
Yeah, he turned out to be really nice.
Yeah, we didn't end up making him buy you a drink.
No,
that would be such a dick move.
Exactly. No, there are people out there that would do that. I assume there are, right?
You know what though? If we do just see a group of people that seem like arseholes on that boxing machine, we'll observe what scores they're getting, and then you can come in and make the bet with like a couple of them. Get us a couple free drinks.
Oh, you know what? That's actually really good. It'll save us a lot of money out of the place.
I'm a genius.
Because most of the people there are actual arseholes. If we go again in the future sometime.
Yeah.
Oh wait, literally 2 days ago when we went, there were arseholes there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's always assholes like that. So
we'll do that.
We will. Sounds like a good plan.
Sounds like a plan. So if you go to Purple Turtle
and you see us and you want free drinks, well,
you're not gonna get any. Buy them for us. Give us free drinks.
Oh, they will if they see us the
if you
boxing
want to see
machine.
more of these.
Oh, for God's sake!
Sorry.
Stop breaking them up.
I'm sorry.
You're mocking them.
Am I embarrassing?
You're making them feel.
Well, to be honest, looking at their retention, they're probably not here anymore. So.
That's true. Because they enjoyed us so much, they wouldn't have even heard our subscription plan.
They just watched the intro.
Oh.
We're too good at our jobs, Matt.
So that was pretty much it then. And the only there was a creep that came up.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot, but you had one.
Can we be bothered to go into that?
Well, pretty much the rest of the evening was me talking to a random couple. They were very nice. We were doing like impressions with each other, in between impressions.
No, Friday night dinner.
And Friday night dinner. We did both.
Oh, right.
And like Will. Anyway, yeah, so we did those. You were on the other sofa.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then there was some random dude who was very weird and creepy playing tic-tac-toe or something with a kids' school ground games. This
guy was like a certain breed of person that you just don't want to meet on a night out. Like in all seriousness, no, like this guy came over and the first impression was he was wearing a shirt which said, "Men get sad too." Already, you kind of look at that. And without any context, at least, when you're just judging someone on a first opinion, you think, okay, he might be a bit of a pick-me. He then confirmed that as soon as he started talking.
What, to me?
What did he say when he came into the group?
Well, he said to me and Fee, he said, "Oh, do you guys know each other? Like, all of you?" I was like, "No, they're just random people we've met tonight.
Yeah.
Just sitting and having a nice chat." And he goes, "Oh. So you two don't know them and them and them?" I was like, "No." He's like, "Oh, that's crazy because I could never do that." So what do you mean? I can never talk to different people. Okay, well, why don't you join us? That was the worst mistake I think I've ever done. And he said, "Oh, okay. What's your name?" I go, "Hi, I'm Matt. What are you? What are you?
What are you? What are you?"
I know. I go, "I'm Matt, and what's your name?" And he goes, I say, "Yeah, I'm." Now, if my brother's watching this, it's not my brother. I do, but they have the same name. And he goes, "I'm," and he goes, "Oh, hi, I'm Matt. I mean, no, I'm and you're Matt. Oh, so I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot." And I'm just looking at him like, "Oh."
So yeah,
I regret.
You can tell the type of character we're dealing with here, and it was just like, yeah, proper pick me vibes, and that basically continued for the whole time that he was sat with us.
Yeah,
and yeah, I just don't really have the time of day for that.
Well, then he apparently was flirting with literally everyone at the club because the girl I was talking to in the couple, she said that he also hit on her at the bar in a very strange way as well, where she was waiting in the queue to get some drinks. He barges into her and goes, "Oh my God, I'm really sorry. Did I hit you?" And she says, "Oh yeah, it's fine." And he turns away. He then looks back and goes, "Wait, were you flirting with me?" She's like, "What?" Jesus. Yeah, and then...
Not my type of person. Just very strange and creepy. Yeah. But anyway,
that was pretty much that night. Nothing else really happened.
No.
I was pretty separate from you guys most of the evening. I was just talking on my own with these guys. I messaged you, I think, saying, "Oh, I'm ready to go."
You wanted to go home. I was like, "Yeah, right."
And that was that. And then a second evening, the week later, we went out.
Yes.
And that was on a Saturday.
That was just us two.
And holy crap, it was busy.
Very busy. I mean, that was probably one of the busiest it's been when we've been there. And it was just like absolutely packed. And that was interesting.
It was, but let's start off with the start of the day. So to get to Purple Turtle, we usually get the train or an Uber.
Yes.
Now, when we went to get the train, there was bus replacement services.
Rail replacement.
Well, oh yes. Crap, I've spoiled it.
So basically, rail replacement bus, but it was like a really nice, like kind of cross-country coach. Right, so, we get the rail replacement bus, and it turns up, And it's actually just like, it's one of those kind of cross-country coaches. So it was just like really like nice, like mood lighting inside, really comfy seats.
Yeah.
And like we were just kind of chilling, like
we really enjoyed it. We were just sitting there chatting about life.
Yeah,
talking about a future video we might do next year, ages away. But yeah,
just like really chill vibes, and it just was not the vibe to get you into a clubbing mood.
Absolutely not. The complete opposite. It was so bad that we wanted to stay on the bus and take a loop back to.
Yeah, so we're just sitting there, just kind of sipping on our drinks and just like chilling. Anyway, so basically that didn't set us up for like the most sociable mood for the night, because we were like, I don't know, like we've been chilled out now. We were ready to just go home. Yeah. So anyway, we get to this bar and then it's really busy, like just completely rammed. And we're like, okay, great. We get our drinks. We end up having a few drinks and we're just kind of chatting with each other, really. And then we go upstairs. We're sitting in our usual spot on the heated seats.
Of course.
And we kind of just join this other group of people.
Well, no, you went to the toilet.
Oh yeah, I went to the toilet like 5 times, and every time I'd come back from the toilet, Matt would be chatting to someone else. You little social butterfly.
Well, I don't want to sit there on my own.
That's fair enough, yeah. And so I go away to the toilet first time, come back, you're chatting to some guy, and then that was when I got
approached. Don't say assaulted. But you weren't assaulted.
I wasn't assaulted. So yeah, basically Matt and this guy were like chatting. They were like on the bench.
It was really interesting.
Yeah,
I know that's so random to say.
Yeah, no, he was a really nice guy, and he was just a good guy to talk to.
He was talking about his uni experience in America.
Yeah, and I remember you guys just like started chatting. And as soon as you did that, just over your shoulders, there was this girl walking towards us, a woman, walking towards us. And as she was walking towards us, she was giving me the eyes.
Yeah, these eyes.
Like that. Bear in mind, I was so chilled out at this point. We'd just been our little coach. We'd been to Helperta and we had like maybe our first drink. So I wasn't like drunk or anything. I wasn't even there. So like, I just really could not be bothered for this interaction.
Yeah, because we just wanted to go on a bus back home. That was the whole mood for the whole night.
So this woman, she walks up to me and she give me the eyes. She comes up to me, she goes, "Hey, you're alright?" I'm like, "Oh no." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good. How are you?" She goes, Yeah, I'm good. And then she kind of like comes up next to me, and then like she's still standing up, I'm sitting down. She puts her arm like kind of like round me. And I'm like, "Oh no, what's going on?" And then she was like, just being really flirty with me, just kind of like trying to chat to me, being really flirty. And I was like, "What's going on? Like, what? How has this happened?" Like, so she was clearly very drunk. And I think most people, when a girl approaches them, flirting with them and giving them the eyes, you take it as a compliment, right? And I nearly did, until I realised why she'd come up to me. It's because she was like, "Oh, like." She thought like I knew her, and I was like, "I don't know who you are, sorry." And she's like, "Yeah, you do. Like we saw each other earlier." I was like, "No, we didn't." I was like, "I've literally just got here." She's like, "No, you haven't."
She was the bus driver. We do know her. She took us to pub.
Imagine. She's a very drunk bus driver.
That's why we couldn't tell. And that's why it was so empty. We weren't the only ones on there. So everyone's scared for their lives.
Anyway, she was basically convinced. She was basically convinced that I'd met her like earlier that night, and I kept telling her, "No, we haven't met yet. This is the first time I'm seeing you, and this is the first bar I've been to. I've only been here like 10 minutes." And she's like, okay. And she's like, "But we met at O'Neill's." And I was like, "What? I haven't been to O'Neill's." And she's like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Like, I thought you were someone else."
That's where it ended, right?
No.
Yes.
Because she then was like, "Oh, okay," and then she then tried to get me to kiss her.
That's why I don't understand why you're taking that you're not taking it as a compliment.
Because she mixed me up with someone else, and she was extremely drunk.
But when she found, okay, I didn't know that bit.
Because she was so drunk, I was like, I don't really want to like I think A, entertain it, and B, I was not in the mood.
Yeah, everyone was so drunk that evening.
Yeah, and so like I just like she kept being like, oh, like she kept trying to get me to kiss her, and I just kept being like, no, I'm good. And she was like, no, just kiss me in the cheek. And I was like, no, I'm good. And she was like, okay. And then she left me. I didn't see her again. So yeah, that was my first interaction within literally like 15 minutes of being at that bar. And then I then went to the toilet again, and I come back, and then you're speaking with a new group of people. And then you had your interesting experience.
Oh, do I talk about this?
You don't have to if you don't want to.
You know, fine. And if it's not appropriate, I won't
delete it.
But what happened, right? You went to the toilet.
Yeah.
Pretty much a minute after you went, these two girls just sat next to me. So, post-Matt here. Yeah, the story can't be included, unfortunately. But I'll leave the ending of it, and you guys can just work out what you think it might be. Apologies. How the hell are you supposed to act in that situation? What, you're not going to join in, are you? No. So what the hell do? You just have to stand there and watch.
Freeze, like.
So that's what I did. I froze, and
especially when you're not like down for it, you're just like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, no. I just froze. Didn't know what to do.
Like a deer in headlights.
And then last evening, which was 2 days ago, happened, and
yeah,
me and Fee got groped.
Yeah, you did. You were just standing there, and I just remember, like, I was just minding my own business, and you guys just ended up like, you were both like, what the hell? And I was like, what's going on? And you were like, we're just being groped.
So the guy touched her, like grabbed her ass.
Yeah.
And then the person grabbed my balls. And I'm
so glad I wasn't one of you.
I was like, whoa. It was proper. It was a hard grab because I could.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, it was weird.
That was really weird.
And then they went off. We never saw them again. That was
what a strange thing to do.
But that evening we went with alter egos, didn't we?
I was Charles, the fashion.
He was, Charles, the fashion
person. I don't really know. I wouldn't say fashion designer. I was just Charles that worked in fashion.
Oh, fashion industry.
Yeah, and I just come back from Paris Fashion Week.
You did, yeah.
Working with.
We won't say the surname because it's my surname.
Oh yeah,
but Madame, my surname.
In a French accent.
Yes, and you were the manager. I think people believed you.
I managed to convince a girl that I was.
Yeah, well, she didn't.
She was doubtful at first, but I just kept going with it, and she was like, "Okay."
Well, she was more doubtful because you were messing up our names.
And so I was like, Matt. I mean, Thomas.
Yeah, so my name was Thomas, and I was the private personal trainer.
Oh yeah, you're a personal trainer.
And we chose that because I have a small bit of tummy. And so it'd be funny to look at a personal trainer who's got a bit of tough jump to him.
We thought, because I wouldn't say you have like an athletic build, because you expect a personal trainer to be like this lean, like skinny kind of athlete. You know what I mean?
Well, what are you saying? I'm a fat, big lump of meat.
No, you're a beautiful human, Matthew.
You just said you expect an athletic PT to be skinny, ripped. So what's mine?
Why are you trying to...
What's my build?
Big boned. Go check out his Instagram.
Yeah. Link in the description.
Honestly, you actually have had a massive glow up.
Thanks. I don't know. I think my face is definitely better looking. Anyway, so yeah, I was the personal trainer, Thomas, the personal trainer, and then our friend Fee, she was
Kira.
Oh yeah, she was Kira, and she was the Formula 3 race mechanic. Now we didn't want her to be Formula 1 because we were too worried but she didn't know much, and Formula 1's quite popular at the moment. That she would get questioned about it. So he said Formula 3 because they race around the same circuits. I can just tell you where they race.
Yeah.
And then you just make up some things about the Formula 3 cars.
I mean, we did test our mechanical knowledge before going out. I mean, we're by no means mechanics in any sense of the word.
No.
But we did kind of like just test on some basic stuff.
on stuff you would need to know to pass an MO2.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Just to basic know how to just keep a car alive.
Yeah,
and she failed.
Yeah,
so we thought this is gonna be brilliant.
But she ended up saying, you know what, I'll just make up the words if I get questioned.
Yeah,
and no one.
I don't think anyone questioned her.
No, they believed her. Fair enough.
I don't remember her telling anyone.
Wait,
and she was talking to other people, so she must have.
So she put us in the crap.
Yeah.
By saying, "Oh yeah, I'm a PT," and she never mentioned her job.
What a.
What? Yeah, no words.
no words.
But she's actually a very lovely person.
She is.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Kira is not fake.
Kira. Yeah, I think I did convince someone, but yeah, she did. She was very doubtful because I said, I'm Charles. She said, oh, hi, Charles. She said, oh, what do you do? I said, I work in fashion.
Yeah.
And she looked me up and down and went, no, you don't. And I went, rude.
Now, yes, I can't think of the biggest insult at the same time.
Honestly, I don't think she even realised. I think that was just her instinct, which is fair enough. But at the same time, come on. I mean,
you hurt your feelings.
I just met you.
Yeah. She really hurt you.
She did.
Kept carrying on.
My fashion career is ruined.
It is ruined. Did start, but it could have started.
Exactly. You never know.
So yeah, you spoke to her. You then convinced her. I was like, your trust fund executive.
She kept saying I had a trust fund, and then you were my trust fund executive, whatever that is.
Yeah, that was random. And then Fee, you never believe this, right? Fee met a couple of guys, and one of them turned out to be personal trainer. And she said, oh my God, my friend Thomas here is also a personal trainer. And that was incredibly awkward because I had to think of things to say to his questions. Because he didn't just say, oh, you're a personal trainer too, that's cool. He questioned me on everything.
What your techniques are.
Yeah, what my techniques were. So he first said, would you class as the most important exercise or whatever to do with a client? And I said, well,
please hold.
And I said, please hold while I search it up. So he asked, what do you focus on with your clients? What's your main focus?
Yeah.
And I said, well, before we go into any exercises, I believe that making sure your mental health is positive.
Mental over physical health.
I said I usually prioritize mental health first, and then we go on to physical health later. And I say, just because I want the client to be as mentally strong and motivated as possible to achieve their goals. And then I said, I'm not a therapist, but I don't have that license, so I'm not going to dig into their problems, but I want to create a few goals and desires that motivate them to... And I said it quite professionally.
Yeah.
I think he believed me.
I think he believed you.
But then he said, what kind of muscle groups do you focus on? And I said, oh, and I pretended someone was speaking to me, and I tapped on the guy next to me, and we started having a conversation. And
Brilliant.
He was a doctor in his 50s.
Nice.
He was amazing. So I tapped on him, and I said, oh, hi. And then I started speaking to him, and I avoided his question.
That is a big brain move. I like that. That's quick thinking.
And I forgot about the dude. Luckily, he didn't really speak. He kept trying to say, "Oh yeah, what's your answer to the question?" And then I kept. This is so lucky, but I kept getting spoken to by you, Fee, or other people.
Nice.
So I'll just focus on them to avoid the question.
See,
and then I find out that he retired being as a personal trainer. And he owns his own pizzeria in Reading.
Yeah.
And he said, mate, I make so much money. He's the complete opposite of a personal trainer. He's
the reason why people go to personal trainers.
He's probably bullshitting, right? Or do you think he's genuine?
I have no idea.
My mum was saying, he's probably lying as well, and you both are just lying.
He could have just been like, everyone could have just be playing each other. Like, he goes back and he goes, we met this personal trainer, and I told him I own a pizza restaurant.
He believed that I was a personal trainer.
What an idiot.
Oh, I know. So that was that evening. And then, nothing eventful like that happened, like with the other evenings happened. Right, so now we've spoken about what's happened with us and what's happened with the channel. Why don't we talk about a news story that I think is really interesting? I know it's not really relevant to what we've been speaking of at the moment, but I think it came around last week or the week before, and it just caught my interest just for how mental.
Yeah, I think I know what you're about to speak about.
Yeah, it's the Willy Wonka Experience that happened in either Edinburgh or Glasgow. It was one of the two main Scottish cities.
Wish I could have gone.
With all the children there.
Right, every podcast you find a way to like make me look.
Yeah, what was it? Yeah, the Willy Wonka Experience. And let's just say it was a complete scam from the sounds of it. Like, this is the confusion. So what happened was they rent out some sort of abandoned warehouse, and it's one of the cheapest looking sets imaginable with a Willy Wonka Experience. I think it's just painted walls or cardboard stood up.
Yeah, it was just like painted cardboard, like things stuck together with like sellotape.
Yeah. And they were charging it was around 40
like £35.
Around there for a ticket, for one ticket. And what the children were allowed in return was one jelly bean and a quarter of a cup of Tesco's branded lemonade.
That's crazy.
That's what they got as refreshments with their ticket.
So yeah, basically like they just had, obviously like a really cheap set. They cheaped out on everything, like staff set, like just everything was cheaped out on. It was a complete like terrible experience. Not at all what was advertised. They used AI to advertise
and
it
AI to write the script.
Yes.
So the advertisement was, there are some awful pictures I may even put up now on screen of the advertisement posters they used.
Yeah, doesn't quite look like
they're weird.
What they saw, right?
And the owner came out after this got like worldwide media coverage.
Yeah.
And was saying, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. This is not what we envisioned." And from what I heard, they refunded tickets. I don't know if they refunded all of them, but they refunded most of them. And that's kind of confused me as to why are they trying to do a scam?
So, my conspiracy theory.
Yes, conspiracy theories.
So my theory is that what they've done is they've put on this whole thing, they cheaped out on a set and everything like that so that it doesn't count as a scam. So that people can get there and they can be disappointed, but it's not like they can sue them or be like, well, you just scammed us, right? So they can still, it's like technically they did still put on the event and there's still like an experience. It was just terrible. Right?
Well, it depends on the advertisement.
Yes, there was probably some false advertisement maybe, but like, I don't know. I'm sure they're probably quite clever with the way they worded things.
AI.
Yeah. So anyway, basically what I think's happened is they've put on this whole thing just to raise a lot of money very quickly to then make interest on or like, invest and make a small profit on over a large amount of money. And then it means that once they've kind of covered their expenses and refunded all the tickets, then they still have profit that they've made. Because if they sell like, 50 grand's worth of tickets, then they've got, say they sold 1,000 tickets, right? That's 35 grand at least.
They sold 849, I believe. Or around that area.
So say they made about 30 grand. Then if you then invest that, make 5% on it, on a short-term investment, I don't know what that's what, like, that's only like 1.5 grand short. No.
Wait, what percentage, sorry?
Like a 5%.
That would be, that wouldn't be that much.
That wouldn't be much money, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And once you pay for expenses, you probably wouldn't have anything left. Basically, my theory was, I think they just raised a bunch of money to then invest it into something, or maybe take out a loan or something like that.
Yeah.
Because they needed capital for whatever it is. So like maybe they were trying to do it to take out a loan. I don't know. It could have been literally anything. They could be trying to cover their asses on something else they're in debt with.
Yeah.
Maybe they had to pay off a loan so they needed the money quick. I don't know. But either way, so yeah, I just basically think they needed lots of money very quickly for whatever reason. So they set up this event knowing that they can refund everyone, but at least saves their asses in the short term. So it's kind of like their get out of jail free card. That's all I can think of.
Well, I think differently. Like, yours could be possible.
Yeah.
We just don't know.
No.
The only the group know and the owner knows. But I generally believe that they were out there to scam people and they didn't realise or believe
that they'd have to refund everyone.
Well, they didn't believe that how like covered this story would be by the media. I think what they did is they expected to be covered in the local news in Scotland, and then people just forget about it because in their eyes,
just trying to pull a quick one.
Doesn't seem a lot, but the fact that it was covered in America, all over the UK, pretty much all over the world, right? And I think it caused so much like research into them and like investigations. I think they just thought, you know what, it's better if we just refund everyone and dip and start again.
Just take the L.
Else.
Yeah. You know what, you're probably right. They probably thought, look, we can throw this really cheap event, make a quick bit of cash, and maybe refund a few tickets, and then take the rest. But yeah, I don't think that really happened, did it? I think everyone probably got their, or at least most people would have gotten a refund.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like happened.
So yeah, completely pointless, probably.
But it was an interesting news story.
Quite funny to see, yeah. Poor kids, though. Could you imagine going there?
Oh, so we didn't even mention
that scary
the character,
thing.
There was the unknown that entered, which was
strange
the
character.
Evil chocolate maker. Holy crap! He looked like something out of the Halloween nights at Thorpe Park. It was what are they called? Like
you think of Fright Night?
Fright Nights, yeah.
Like in the horror mazes.
Yeah, I'd expect to see one of them in the Chucky maze or the. It was bloody scary. I'd be crapping.
If I was a kid, I'd be out of there.
Holy crap! Yeah, scary. I was like, yeah, that was.
But yeah, so yeah, funny bit of news that happened recently.
Well, isn't it just? I believe it's surreal, isn't it? Just us filming here right now. In a way, like us doing a podcast. I wouldn't have imagined it last year or.
No, it's a very weird. It's a very random course of events. Isn't
I know
it?
It's such a random comment to bring up, but just thinking about it, it's crazy, isn't it? I don't know.
Yeah, I think our lives both took a very unexpected turn at the same time, and we kind of ended up just down this path, and I think it's been great.
It has been.
I mean, obviously in the moment when everything goes to shit, you're like, oh, this is so great. But
I think we've improved so much since. We might as well talk about what's happened, because I think it's going to come up sooner or later, right? And personally, okay, so let's just go into the topic of relationships. I'm not here to give advice. That is the one thing I will preach. I'm not giving anyone advice. Hallelujah. No, the one thing I would do is I won't give anyone advice. But when I was healing over a relationship, I found it so helpful watching other people's journeys.
Yeah.
And just seeing how they did over time. And maybe some people might find it helpful out there.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, I think, when you kind of... last year when everything kind of went down, you definitely obviously you're not going to feel great about everything,
no,
but you definitely embraced life. I think in terms of like, obviously you weren't feeling great about life, but you kind of just took it all in, adjusted, and then just full send, hitting the gym, sorting life out, like just getting on with it, like finding passions, finding hobbies, and just kind of working on yourself, which is really cool. Like,
so we both pretty much at the same time, we had our relationships, our long-term relationships, and mine was my first real one. So it might have been, I don't know. People say it's harder. You say it's harder to get.
I think everyone says it, but like when they say kind of like the first one is the hardest, I think is true, because I've mentioned this to you before, but like I think you you don't have any frame of reference on how you're going to react to a situation like that, because it's something that no one ever wants to find themselves in, but a lot of people inevitably do.
Yes.
And it's like when you've never experienced something before, it's like experiencing emotion for the first time. Like, because like when you're a baby, for example, right? You experience sadness. Don't know what to do, you just get overwhelmed, so you cry, right? And you just become this little mess of a child.
Yeah,
but like it happens when you're an adult as well. You experience this kind of very different kind of emotion and feeling. You don't know what to do with it, and your brain can very easily just shut down.
Yeah.
And you go into like almost like a panic mode. And so like when you've not experienced that before, it's very difficult to understand what's going on in your brain and why. Like the overall context, why this is all happening, but you don't know like what you're actually, I guess, feeling, and why specifically you're feeling that certain way.
So like, it's a confusing time.
Very.
Just you don't know how to react. You don't know what to do, and I think that's why I found it so helpful looking through people's journeys. Not because I believe everyone's situations are unique, right? There's never a situation the exact same, and also people find other solutions helpful to maybe someone else like myself. And I don't know. I saw these journey stories, and that's it's just people walking. Yeah, I saw these journey stories, and that kind of helped me in a way know that everything was going to be fine. Yeah,
and I think that's the kind of thing that you miss. Like when you kind of go through something like this for the first time, it's very difficult to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Because you're kind of sitting there going like, this is the end of the world for me. Because like you've lost something that you obviously have had very close to you for the last few years. It's very difficult to just like let go of that and then be like, okay, what next? I think the process of healing from something like that is a very long process, and I think there's lots of different parts to it.
Well, the improving is part of the healing.
Yeah, and I think exactly. And I think you have to have the initial stage of just kind of acknowledging what's happened, and that's the bit where you feel rubbish, right? That's the bit where like you're going to be just kind of like laying in bed like, this is not fun, because you're still just acknowledging everything that's happened and trying to figure out what to do, because your brain's going to be very overwhelmed. And then after that, that's when you start to think, right, what next? What am I going to do? Because there comes a point where you have to think, right, I need to do something about this. I can't just stay in bed all day. And you know what? I think it's all well and good staying in bed and like acknowledging things, but there is a point where you do have to get up and at least just like see friends or find something to not necessarily distract you from what you're feeling, but just kind of take your mind off it here and there, and also allow you to process it in a different setting.
Yes.
Like, and I think...
But don't rush into that.
No, there's no rush to it. It's just like, it can definitely help so much. Like, I think at least in my own experience, like, I was very lucky that with my job, I'm able to travel quite a bit. And like, when everything kind of went downhill, I then had to travel for work, and it was like, at first I was kind of like, oh no, I really don't really want to be going to work. But then at the same time, I knew that it'd be good for me. And like being forced to just go to another country, meet completely new people. Yeah. Because I'd never met any of these people that I was working with before. So it's like, right, I have to meet all these new people, make these new friends. And like, I ended up going out to dinner with them every night. We're going to bars every night. And like, they were just a really lovely bunch. And
but I'd say
that was so good for me.
Healing. So the way we both healed are quite different. Right?
Yes,
you went out
definitely.
a lot, but then after when your life kind of calmed down with work, so that's when your healing period started in a way.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Like when everything happened, like my kind of default instinct is to literally just like, my brain kind of just shuts everything out, and then I just kind of like distract myself with things. I'm not saying that's healthy, but like, I kind of, my brain shuts off, I distract myself with things, and then like for me, I ended up, going away and stuff anyway, so that helped. And I kind of very much just slowly process it over time in tiny little bursts. Instead of feeling everything at once, I just process it in these tiny little bursts over a very long period of time. Mm-hmm. And Yeah, and I think I'm part of my process, alongside like just kind of processing all the emotional bits.
Disgusting.
Emotion. I also kind of decided that I also wanted to kind of like work a bit more on the things that I'm passionate about. And like, you know, I mean, I've always been passionate about my music and I've always worked towards it, and that never slowed down. But you know, I wanted to be a bit more active on social media, a bit more confident in like myself, kind of just going online and like not caring what people think.
Yeah.
And so like, that's kind of so I run car culture. So we're trying to get in front of the camera more on that and just do all that sort of stuff. And also this channel, like we started this channel and that's allowed me to just like be myself and just kind of like care much less about people's opinions. Which has been really cool, and like I'm very glad that I've been able to do that. So
it's been good.
Yeah, like my process hasn't been this crazy like thing. Like it's nothing that impressive. It's very much just like,
it doesn't matter what it looks like to other people.
No, for sure, you know. And I don't think like, I think there's this whole kind of like stigma of like, I think people when they get out of a relationship, it's like, right, you got to be this completely different person. You need to change. You need to be this like amazing person that you're probably not. And like, that really doesn't have to be how it is. Like, I just thought, screw it. I'm just going to, you know, try and care less about what people think and become a better person out of everything and understand myself a bit more, I guess. It's probably one of the other things that I took away from it. And
you've done it.
Yeah, you know, like I've said this to you a million times before, like you are the product of your life experience, you know, like the things that happen to you in life are what make you who you are.
Yes.
And like, especially the bad experiences, those are the bits that like shape you as a person.
Trauma.
Not necessarily, I mean, yes, but not necessarily, you know what I mean? Like, you know, you go through a terrible experience, you learn a lot about yourself and how you deal with things. And you also end up finding, you know, whether it's like friends or passions or like whatever it is, you find things that then you can focus on in life and like things that shape you as a person. So, you know, I don't think these things that happen in life are always a bad thing.
They're not, no.
I think, you know, there's always a positive that comes out of it. So, yeah. Ramble over.
Not ramble, no. It's useful. It's nice to hear a story about someone else who's gone through the same experience. I think it's just nice to make. It's not a realization, but it's just to show others out there that there are people as well, kind of going through some shit situations.
Yeah, for sure. It's nice to know
it'll be okay.
Yeah, it's nice to know that it'll be okay. Like there is very much light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
It's just difficult to see it when you're when you just got into the tunnel and you're like, oh, so enough about me. What about you? So, you know, you obviously we went through a very similar experience. And, you know, I mean, you obviously have your own way of getting through things and you've had your own little path, so.
Yeah, okay. So just before I get into it, what I generally believe, and this is what I've learned, is that relationships, in terms of emotions, are quite weird.
Yeah.
When you're in a relationship, you get one of the best feelings you ever have. It's a lovely, you just enjoy it. It's really nice. Your emotions are all time high. And then when it's ending, it's one of the worst feelings you could ever have. It's very bad. And yeah, that's something tricky to kind of deal with. But me talking about my story now, I'm not throwing any disrespect on who I was with or.
Yeah, no.
She had to do what she had to do, and it takes confidence and balls to do something like she did, and you can only congratulate her, really. I'm gonna be honest. Like, no, like she wasn't happy.
Shout out to
she wasn't happy, and look, it's better than not saying anything and being stuck in it, right?
Yeah, no, definitely, yeah.
And when it happened. It was a big shock at the time in my head anyway.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
And I pretty much I was I hid for a month and a half. I rang you up on the day it happened.
Yes, I remember. Yeah,
and I was like, mate, I need to talk to someone.
I hadn't spoken to you in like.
Yeah, we hadn't spoken.
I mean, like we'd spoken like as in we'd met up maybe like a couple times over the last few years at that point.
Yeah,
but like that was it, and so we hadn't really like spoken in basically a good few years, right? Like, and then you just call me up and be like, right, I need to speak, and I just drove straight to you and picked you up, and then we just chatted basically and.
Already?
No, sorry. It's like deep converse, like. So yeah, I mean, I basically just drove straight over to you, and then we had a chat, and
that was really kind of you. In fairness,
almost kind of like a little catch up, and you just kind of told me like what was going on, and I then kind of then messaged you about a month and a half later going, "You're still looking for a place to live?"
Well, when I spoke to you, I then 2 days after the break, I had my university graduation.
Oh god, yeah.
So that was really hard because I was just not.
It's not where you want to be, is it? No.
I just didn't. It's really. I don't know. I just found it really tough.
Understandable.
So yeah, that was that for. Had the uni grad, I had to visit my nan, and I had lots of things going on around the time.
Yeah.
That I just wasn't wanting to do. And yeah, when everything settled down, I just spent a month just thinking and processing it.
Yeah.
Because I'm a massive overthinker, and it's mostly not really a good thing. You just worry too much. But
yeah.
During that time, I realised, and also I went to therapy to also help me out with that stuff.
Yeah.
And both therapy and my time processing just made me realise, like, how much I lost of myself towards the end of the relationship.
Yeah.
Where I might have changed. I probably did. I did change. I didn't really have any things I was... I don't know. Let's cut this out.
I think
cut it out. Start again. Cut it out.
Oh no! I think the thing is that you love hard. Like when you love, like you put 100% in, and so you kind of like you put 100% of yourself into this relationship, and I think you kind of neglected yourself a little bit and like your own life almost.
And then so getting asked these questions and opening my mind, realised kind of what I wanted to do, and that's the first time in a while where I actually kind of knew a lot about myself. Like I thought I am a lazy person, right? But I thought I was lazy in everything, and it turns out I enjoy being productive, and like mentally it makes me really happy when I'm doing something that feels like a hobby but also an effective thing to be doing. There's like a productive thing to be doing. So I came up with a bunch of goals, targets, like losing weight, because that was a big issue of mine at the time. I was very overweight. We spoke a little bit about this on the podcast that unfortunately we haven't got up at the minute. But yeah, I started off very heavy. I've lost a lot of weight.
An insane amount.
Thanks.
It's been honestly it's like very impressive.
And then wanted to start a channel with you, mainly just because I wanted to do it to help increase my social abilities, because that's always been a downfall with me, like since school, right? Honestly, I could barely have a conversation.
And I think your thing was more that like I think you just, like you said before, like you're an overthinker, and I think that applies in social situations. I think you just kind of, you overthink situations a lot. You overthink how you come across. And so being able to see yourself from like this third person point of view makes you realize that you have nothing to overthink about. And so like, I think, it's a really great way to kind of start to feel a bit more confidence in yourself, especially since you've had your little glow up as well. It's kind of like, you've had both kind of things, haven't you? You're kind of able to see yourself in third person, whereas you've got nothing to worry about. You've also seen yourself like, improve like physically, and so that also probably helps quite a lot with your confidence.
Well, it's also that, and the job I had, I took mainly because of the socializing that had to be done.
Yeah.
Just I did a lot of things that I feel like needed to be done to better myself as an individual, because I just wasn't happy with where I was when it ended. And yeah, my 2023 kept getting, I had a very unlucky 2023, didn't I?
I think it was kind of like just like every few days
something bad happened.
Something else.
Like whether it's like a parking fine or...
Yeah, it's just lots of little like things that just kept stacking.
A rat pooed in my engine bay and I had to clean it out, but it stank. Or it was the bird poo after I washed my car the first day after. It's ridiculous. The amount of bad luck I had.
It was just, yeah. Like,
and Domino's, like if I had a pizza and the sauce went on my most expensive jumper that I just bought the week before.
Yeah, it's just like these kind of little like inconvenience and like really annoying, just unlucky things. Like I just remember at some point like thinking every unlucky thing that can happen to you just kind of kept happening. And it was like, it was probably not what you wanted after everything you just gone through. But this year we're 3 months in.
Yeah. I had so much good stuff happen.
Yeah.
And I think nothing, I mean, touch wood, I can't think of anything wrong.
Yeah, like I think you're literally just, you're getting on with life, and I think approaching it with a more positive like mindset as well.
And I believe helped. I'm easier to talk to as well.
Yeah.
Than before.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it hasn't changed. I've known you for 10 years. Like, we've always kind of spoke pretty naturally anyway. But in social situations, you are like, especially when we go out. Like, obviously, you've been drinking, but like, I know that a few years ago, or 5 years ago, when we were in sixth form and all that, you would not have been that same person. You would not have gone out like drinking and socializing the way that you do now. No. And even just when you're sober as well, I mean, you still can like talk to people and socialize so much better than you used to be able to.
Yeah, I mean, I believe I can socialize better than I did when I was in New Zealand like a year ago.
Yeah. I mean,
there's a I just always flash back to a certain social situations I had, especially with work, where I go, you know what, I have improved somewhat.
Yeah, it's awesome though. But it's really cool.
It's weird how it took like a breakup for me to, I guess, notice this about myself. The most important thing of the journey by far was the therapy.
Yeah.
Because like I was one of those guys before that just didn't think it was that helpful. It didn't sound, in the description anyway, it doesn't sound.
Yeah.
But mate, I think actually so good. Yeah,
and I mean, I completely agree. I think everyone should be having it, whether you're, going through something or not, or whether you have anything like any sort of kind of mental health issues. Regardless if you have them or not, like I think everyone should be able to go to therapy.
Yeah.
And I think especially when you're going through something like this for the first time, it's so important to go through that process, because part of like healing and getting through everything is just understanding yourself, understanding why you feel a certain way. And so therapy just can like completely change that, because it can really help you like kind of narrow, I guess, narrow down exactly what you're feeling and why.
So with me, it really helped in terms of maybe it kind of proved to me that you were okay to feel some things during a relationship that maybe you weren't happy with, or what you're feeling at the moment is completely okay. You're allowed to feel you don't have to worry. And I, as a person, I'm not very open with, I mean, I'm open with you now. But in terms of relationships, I'm not really open with family, and at the time I needed just to talk to someone about it, and it really helped. I mean, it helped me so much that I just basically I kind of use it as a school in a way of my own mind, and it helped just made me realize all these things about me that I didn't know previously. And then I didn't need to go after my last one was in October, I believe, was when we first made the channel. Was it?
Yeah.
Oh no, we made it in December.
Well, no, our first video. We started in December because it took us a couple of months to make our first video.
But no, that was But for you guys out there, the main things to do is just don't worry about how you're feeling, or if you're feeling unproductive, just don't stress about it. If you're going through a situation like this, because you're allowed to be.
Yeah.
Don't, like, some people take longer to heal than others. I see stories on Reddit where people are still, healing after 2 years. And to some extent, you can have those off days. Because I saw a graph where, I know this is
a graph.
There's this graph where it was showing you what an improvement can look like. It can either look like the steady line going up.
Yeah.
And that's obviously an improvement every day. But an improvement is also when you have a big spike, like a really good day, and then the next 2 days are really bad, and then you have a really good 3 days the next day, right?
Yeah.
Because that's still an improvement.
Yeah, no, for sure. And like, I think, everyone has their own pace at life, everyone takes their own time getting through things, and
everyone
that's all right.
Heals in different ways. Well, pretty much then we kind of did do the same things, but in different orders. That's what it. Because I took time to myself, and then I was like, I want to fix my issues and change myself.
Yes.
Not saying that you should change yourself after a relationship, but
no, it's all
I did it because I wasn't happy with the way I was, and I wanted to be happy with, I guess, like, be happy with myself, but also be happy with the idea of being single, right?
Yeah.
Because I didn't like that idea before.
Yeah, being content with it is something that.
But you know what? I feel like I'm pretty much there, and I'm not looking for anyone.
No, that's good, man. I think it shows that you've really kind of just improved, and like.
And you pretty much did the same thing in terms of, but in a different order, where you went out socialized to help you forget and, I guess, heal, and then you took time to yourself. Yeah,
definitely. And I think moving in to this flat as well was probably quite a night. I think probably good for both of us, to be honest.
The best thing that could have happened,
because like we're able to just like, it's like you're just living with your mate, right? Like it's probably like it's one of the best ways to get over it, really.
It is, because because we're so similar with what we enjoy of our interest. Like, doing this channel, it's not something I would have been able to do with anyone else. Right? But I believe we just flow very well.
Yeah. We can chat
out,
for ages.
We should just move in. Well, we have moved in.
Yeah, what are you on about?
We should just get a signed document and saying that me and you together.
What, you're going to get married? Is what you're saying?
No.
So guys, new announcement.
I don't know. I think we both have the same interest in terms of we both wanted to make change and be more productive, both socially and just get more hobbies.
Yeah, our life goals.
Loads of hobbies. Hobbies that I wouldn't have even known before, and and I've learned how to somewhat video edit, and I know you guys probably click off it because the video editing's so bad, but I'm learning, and I enjoyed doing this, even though I can get really anxious and uncomfortable before we start. It is so much better than it used to be.
Yeah, definitely.
So much, and I can actually talk. And I can run, and I can. Yeah, I'm not physically limited as well. I can do things, and I feel like I look nicer.
Killing it, man.
And you're the same, mate. You look sexy as hell.
Oh yeah.
Evident. It's evident when you go out for you.
Is it?
I think so. Isn't it? Not me, unfortunately.
Shut up.
Don't tell them.
You probably had the most female attention.
No! No, this is a healing thing.
Oh yeah, sorry.
None. Zero.
No.
But that's not... Yes, don't get me wrong, that does give you confidence, right? But it shouldn't be the thing that you rely on to give you confidence, attention from people.
No, absolutely not.
You get that confidence from the improvement you notice yourself. So on my Instagram, for the first time, I've never done anything like it. And I needed to just push myself and break that anxiety I had, and I've been trying to push it more every day, see how far I can go. And a couple of weeks ago on my Instagram, I for the first time posted a topless picture, right? And just showing my weight loss.
Mm-hmm.
And I would never have been able to have done that. I don't think.
Yeah, no, I'm proud of you, man. Like, I think you got to have some balls to do that, and I think that's, it's a very inspiring thing. I think to a lot of people, like, to be able to just kind of not care what everyone else thinks and just show off like something that you're proud of. I think is a really cool thing to be able to do.
But everyone was so nice to me, like in the comments.
Yeah, like
that was so heartwarming. I was so speechless with how much attention I got.
Got a lot of support, and
I didn't know how to reply just because I felt like I was repeating myself all the time.
Yeah,
and no, it was just so much, and yeah, it was really nice to receive that amount of support.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well done, mate.
Thanks. Well done, Harry. 2024 has been our year, right?
Yeah, I think we've been doing all right so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think
us.
There's nothing like our futures. I can't discuss on here, fortunately.
No,
but
me neither.
You can't either. But the future of us personally is looking really good. Right?
Hopefully, yeah. I mean, yeah, definitely for you. for me, as a hopefully at the moment. Still, yeah.
You're getting there. I think you'll get it.
We'll see.
I mean, you were pretty smooth with. When it's not even with the only thing is with women. It's not with women.
No, it's nothing to do with women.
No, it's to do with our own personal lives.
Yeah, just I guess career.
Yeah,
go with that.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I think this is probably a good point to wrap up the podcast.
Yeah. So if you're still watching, thank you for watching. Let us know should they say something in the comments if they're still watching by this point?
If you are still watching,
type
comment socks.
Yes, if you're still watching,
just socks. You don't have to say anything. Socks. Literally just socks,
and we'll like you,
and we'll know who you are.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's wrap it up. Thank you for listening and watching.
If you've got any topics you want us to talk about in the next podcast, please click the Linktree link below.
There's a form down there which you can fill out. It's completely anonymous.
Yep.
You can give us any stories or any suggestions that you have for future videos. And
also let us know if you want us to stream, if you want to see something like that. Yeah. Let us know. And maybe the next podcast, depending on if you want to see that or not as well, would be one with Euro Truck Simulator in the background. But I think that's more of a stream thing.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll do a podcast, but we'll see what you guys want.
We'll experiment. Thank you for watching. And goodbye.
The boy who lived. Potter.
Ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum. That was actually sick.
That was so cool. Why did you stop?
Sorry, I'd laughed. Ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum. Oh yeah, look at us go.